Can you believe as we enter a new year on this January 1st, I want to encourage every one of you to take some time before the Lord and set some goals. Set some goals for how you're going to grow in the Lord this year. A study by Dominican University found that people who set goals are 43% more likely to achieve them. And they did a further study. Those who set more challenging goals are even more likely to achieve them because with that challenging goal comes an incentive to put forth more effort. Now, as believers, we set goals in the power of the Holy Spirit, led by the Lord, so we do it prayerfully. We say, God, lay upon my heart maybe a character quality for the year, a verse for the year, and then I love to set about 3 to 5 goals each year, 2 to 3 personal, 2 to 3 that are ministry related, and review them and look at them throughout the year. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And so setting goals is not a fleshly, human thing. It's a partnership with the Holy Spirit in our lives to say, hey, I want to press forward. I want to take off every encumbrance, Hebrews 12, and in the power of the Spirit, strive and seek and pursue greater depth with God. And so in my new book, Grow Up, the reason that I wrote this book is to provide a plan for people to grow in their walk with God. And by the way, there's more information on my book at growup-book.com. Website gives you all the specifics of this. But what I'm going to do for the next 30 days is I'm going to focus on one of the chapters each day. And so today, it's how we grow. Chapter 1 in Grow Up is how we grow by beholding the glory of God. 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, as we behold the glory of God, we are being transformed from one degree of glory to the next. And so we don't grow by just behavior modification, but we grow by beholding the glory of God, getting to know Him better, learning His attributes. And as we do that, then it naturally motivates us to grow in Him. So as you look toward this new year and as you set goals, you have to be intentional about your spiritual growth. If we're not intentional about growing deeper in God, we won't do it. And so in my new book, Grow Up, one of the things that I've done is I've developed the whole strategy of this book is based on 1 John 2:12 to 14, where he says, I write to you children, I write to you young men, and I write to you fathers. And so that's 3 levels of spiritual growth. The spiritual child is the infant. They drink milk. They just get grounded in the basics. That's what I deal with in section 1, 10 chapters for the child. Then the young man, they're now walking. They're now able to do more things just like a teenager. And so he says you're strong. That's because you're disciplined. You abide in the word and you overcome the evil one. So there's 10 chapters for the spiritual adolescent. And then finally, there is 10 chapters for the spiritual adult where he says, I write to you fathers because you know him who's been from the beginning. So we go into the deeper attributes of God like the sovereignty of God and discipleship, evangelism, because a father has children or they're not a father. And so this is my challenge in 2024. Be intentional about your growth, set goals for yourself in the power of the Holy Spirit, and follow growth in the way the Bible follows growth. And that is that you progress in stages. You learn things as a child, you build on that in the adolescent stage, and then you become an adult when you are so solid in the Lord that nothing's going to sway you and you're pouring your life into others. So I encourage you to get a copy of Grow Up. It's now available on Amazon, or for signed copies, you can email me, davidholt08@gmail.com. And my prayer for you is that we would each go deeper in God in 2024. And so have a great year. Make it a point. Be intentional to make this year a year of great growth.